Hey guys, and welcome back to our Let's Play Dark Souls 3 Part 2. I am IceCube from Gamebug.com.au, and we are continuing off from when we left at Firelink Shrine. We've just teleported here from the bonfire for the first time, and we are going to show you a very first look at the gameplay of this area, which may be familiar to you if you saw some previews before, the High Wall of Lothric. There was a little bit of gameplay previews available to media earlier on, which gave you a little teaser of this area, but now we're about to explore much further into it, as this is the full version of the game. So this is what you'll be seeing and playing when it comes out very shortly, and you've bought your copy. Now, as I'm showing you right here, there's a few sections where it looks like I'm running around very fast. That's because I've fast-forwarded bits where I've just kind of dawdled and hung around. So it's just in the interest of your time. I've just sped up some bits. You can still see where I'm going. It's not the whole thing. It's just small segments of it where I've fast-forwarded it, just for your convenience. Because these things can become a bit of a drag if I'm just standing around and mulling my next option and so forth. So yeah, as you can see, there's a few ways to go from the top bonfire that you saw that I lit. This is actually the way that you probably don't want to go at this stage. So it's probably good to take note. We're going to go the proper way in just a minute, but you will probably venture down here. In fact, you will definitely venture down here at some point. But this way is sealed off right now. I'm not 100% sure. I think from memory, if you go down those stairs, go up those stairs that are just ahead, you get into an area where there's a few tough enemies to take down, and I couldn't see any way to progress through there at this point in time, but there is a staircase just to the left down here, which at the moment is locked off, but you can actually unlock it through another path, which we will show you once we get to that point a little later in the game. So if you've seen any previews so far, it was probably of this particular area. So everything is pretty much the same as you saw it before. Maybe an enemy or two is removed or not lingering about as it was. One other thing to note is if you did see that preview, there are many more weapons lying about just so that you could try them all out. They've really been taken out for this proper version. It's been much more difficult to find weapons, I've found so far in this game. I've progressed quite a little bit so far, and I've had the same spear since the start. I haven't done anything to level up yet. It's just all very much the same. I've been picking up items as I've gone, and I haven't actually been looking at any of them. But if you wish to take a look at the things that I'm picking up and not looking at, you can feel free to just hit the pause button and just get a description of what the item was that I picked up. Now, this is the locked door I was talking about. You can't go through here, but we can get there eventually, and we'll soon see that. So this is going to take you up these stairs just to get a little look. I couldn't see any way forward. The stairs that go up on this landing, or on the next landing, they're blocked off by a broken rubble pile, so you can't seem to progress that way. I don't think there's any way to progress, but it could just be like a point where you grab that little item, and that's as far as that goes. There are quite a few of those little areas in this game where you're going down a path and you think it's going to open up to something big, but it just ends up being an item drop, which is fine. That's cool. At least you kind of get something for your effort. This will happen though if you go up here. This beastly guy, which it's not the first time we'll see him. It's like something out of Resident Evil. He just comes across as like a zombie type of character. Then his head just explodes into some weird mutant thing that's it's actually fairly tough to take these guys down, particularly at this level. I'm sure you probably won't have too much trouble once you get a higher level, but right now it's one bad move can take you down, as I think you're about to find here. Yeah, I died here because this guy beats you on the ground. It's a dog move, and I hate dog moves, so I was a bit annoyed by that one. So he hit me once, I was really badly wounded, and as I lay there, he just took me out the rest of the way. So, moving on though, we're back to the bonfire that we respawned at, and we're going the correct way that I believe we should be going at this point in time at our current low level. Now most of these guys will just, that you'll see praying on the ground, they won't get up, they'll just kind of hide and stay to themselves, but not all of them. I think there is one that will actually get up and try to approach you. He's pretending to pray or something, then he'll kind of surprise you. I think in the demo there might have been more than one, but I think there's this one that I faced when I played this one anyway. This guy does this weird hideous scream and comes at you. I don't find him too tough, to be honest. I don't know what his special power is. I don't know why he holds that lantern, but he's probably scarier than he is tough. And he's this guy that was praying before and just comes at you from the side. So just be wary. I don't know if it's randomized or if it's the same guy that keeps jumping up at me, but just be wary of these guys just kind of waking up and springing you from behind. So there's an item up here. It is a soul. It's one of those souls that you bank. So I couldn't. It was too quick to read. But you know, if I need some souls back near the bonfire, I can just top up with that. Now, there's a couple of ways to go here. There's upstairs on the left or downstairs into this tunnel. Ultimately, downstairs is where you're going to want to go. But there is another section upstairs where you can get access to 2 different items, pick-up items. So it's worth venturing up there. There are a few enemies though. You will get a chance to see that, I believe, a bit later on in this gameplay walkthrough. I mentioned in the part 1 that I had a bit of struggle with guys that had shields. This is one of them. It's really just a normal guy that I've been fighting quite easily up to this point, but because he's got a shield, I struggled to prod him with this spear of mine. I get him eventually though, so it's all good, we can move on. Now I think there's a couple of ways, there's a few things to look at in here, but I think ultimately there's only one way, and it's down a ladder. There's a way to get down there from another way, but I'll show you that a bit later. We won't worry about that now. It only gets you access to 1 extra item. There's another soul you can hold on for later, and here is a very interesting part of the game. Down the right hand path there's a whole bunch of these knights that shoot fire arrows at you, and you get held up by guys with shields, but up here is the fun bit. This is a very loud, dramatic moment when these flames take over the top level and wipes everybody out, including yourself if you happen to go up the top. So do not go any higher than I am standing right now. It is a complete death wish. But anyone that's played the Souls games before, Dark Souls 2, or Demon Souls should pretty much have learnt that fact many, many times over already. Now that dragon stays there, he's not going anywhere. I never fired an arrow at him. I don't know if he gets up and flies around like one of the dragons does in Dark Souls 2, I think, or maybe 1. Can't remember, so they get a bit muddled up after a while. But as far as I know, he just stays there, even when you walk past him. Speaking of guys with shields, here's more of them. They're a little bit annoying. I don't really have a really good strategy for them. I tend to just try to use my really heavy hit against them, like holding down the R2 attack and getting good distance, and that breaks away the shield and damages him. He still managed to absorb a lot of the hit, but at least it makes him remove his shield and actually takes a bit of life off at the same time. So I will go up there in another run through, so you will see what happens if you go up to the dragon at the top there, but for now I'm going to go down the bottom. You may have seen this part in previous run throughs, but getting the dragon to flame down there to wipe out all those guys before you have to go down there is a good way to go. That dragon is still staying up there, as you can see. I'm just speeding up the gameplay, and here is a very tough battle against a new type of knight. Now I've played through this a couple of times and can tell you for a fact that defeating this guy does not get rid of him. He will be back. Obviously when you fight and destroy big bosses, they will go forever. This guy does not count as one of them, so you can hang around, try to defeat him for the souls, which is, it's recommended if you're a high enough level. I probably wouldn't recommend it with the guy I'm using right now. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling with him a bit. even with the dragon fire to help me out. I was actually trying to lure him into the fire, but you just got to really time it well and get yourself in the right position as well. It's not a very easy thing to do. But again, if you keep watching this, I've also discovered a tactic to get by this guy without even having to bother fighting him at all. And if he's not going to die indefinitely anyway, there's no real point to fighting him at all. So if you can avoid it, you should take it. And so I'll show you how to do that on the next run through, which you'll eventually see. For now, I'm still at the point of trying to lure this guy into the fire. I had a feeling that if I could defeat him, he'd go away for good. So I thought it was worth my time toying around with him. Turns out that it wasn't. But it's all about trial and error in this game. You got to try things out, see what works, see what doesn't work. Hopefully, this walkthrough will save you some time. As you play through it yourself. So there you go. I got him with the flames. Well, at least the dragon got him with the flames anyway. And with that, I was able to get past to the doorway behind him. There's also a gate which I'm looking straight at now, which I believe you can try, but it's locked. So I'll give that I think I might run up there in fast forward, but to give you a bit of a look. But I think you're going to have to open that from another direction. In fact, I know you'll have to open that from another direction. And I know exactly which direction that is, and I will show you very soon in a later run through in the same video. In here there are two enemies with quick daggers. They're a little deceptive because, according to my death, they're actually very deceptive. I think I ran out of Estus flasks at that point. But the thing is, they jab you before you can make your swing, even if you think you got enough, initiative to make the hit. But more on them a bit later. I think I'm going to go upstairs for this run through. Yes, I am. Just to give you a quick look up here. I believe this is a dead end, but there are two items in here. I made a run for these left-hand stairs, which I think is probably the best move to do because a lot of enemies will spawn down the bottom there. And if you hang around down there, you'll have to fight all them and have these guys drop firebombs on you. So it's not a fun experience. I'd recommend just doing this only once you've banked your souls, because accidents happen, and an accident is quite likely to happen in here if you're not careful. So here's the first item coming up here, which I think I should run and grab. I just had a quick little explore around all the corners just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And yeah, there we go. So there's some binoculars. Again, there's a lot of items that you think you might use a lot in the game, but you kind of forget that they're there. You think, oh, it's nice to use when I approach a moment when I need to use it, and then you never do. But you never know. If I've got a bit of time to kind of mull over the scenery, I might use the binoculars. But it's very difficult to get to a spot where you need them. And there's a completely failed drop attack, and a couple of misses there just to rub in how bad I am playing at the moment. But you can see how many enemies. I mean, I've already cleared out a few of them that ran after me. You can see how many enemies are lurking around down here. And the fact that it's taking at least 3 hits from this spear to take one of these guys out, it's a lot of kind of dancing and stuffing around that you don't want to have to do. Unfortunately, this is not a way that you need to go for a boss run. It's just a one-off run to collect a couple of items, and then you won't have to come up here again. This bit's interesting though. This guy gets killed by dragon fire, I think. Just really randomly. Like, the fire doesn't actually reach up here, but I don't understand why he died or why he disappeared. But you'll soon see that... Oh no, I actually finished him off. I got confused. Okay, so yeah, it was the other guys down below that died that confused me. So there's a little hidden secret which takes you to an extra item. This dragon won't wake up as far as my gameplay experience is resolved. But if you go down here behind this idle dragon that's just sitting up there, like just not moving, you can drop down here and ta-da, there's an extra item which leads you into the room that you go to if you go down the stairs instead of up the stairs way back where you had the choice. So again, here's these guys with the daggers. I'm not going to stuff around playing, toying with them. now we're going to go and experience the running through the flames of the dragon. The flames stop you in your path, but they don't damage you too badly, which is why I was able to make this run. I didn't stop to pick up any the items. I might at a later run through, but you know, I'll leave that for you to try to collect and experience. I found in my time that those items that are, you know, require runs to get, they're not often very good, but you never know. There could be something great in there. But here's a look on what's underneath the dragon. I don't think I played with. There's a few other media people that were with me playing this game with me. None of them actually made it here. They didn't actually see what was down here. But there's something in here which I'm going to regret, and basically do not open this chest. And that's how I died on this run through. You can actually attack the chest and get in a fight with that thing, but it actually grows a pair of legs and comes at you pretty quick. And it's pretty tough too. So, but I think if you manage to kill it, you usually get a pretty good item out of it. Now here's a good way to get past this knight, which is what I wanted to show you. If you just run around the corner, he will, if you look in the distance, he just ignores you and walks past down the stairs. So the stairs that he's going down, they're the ones that you came up. If you just come up and go around the left, you don't even have to fight that guy. He just walks down the stairs and ignores you. Perfect. You probably want to take him on if you're a higher level, but for now, that's it's something that I'm not sure how many people have realised that, but it saves you a lot of pain because he's not very fun to fight at this level, as you can see with my previous attempt. There's a little item here on this fine ledge. This ledge is good for not just getting this item, but also for doing a drop attack on a couple of the guys that are below. There are two dagger-wielding, zombie-type undead fellas down below. If you can take one of them out with a drop attack, it makes the second one a lot easier to do. For now, though, we're going to go up here. And there is a bonfire up here. I probably should have said that before. I actually just forgot what was up here. So this will save you doing that run, which is great. There's nothing else up here. I do a little... Oh, sorry, except for that one item. One item, otherwise there's nowhere else to go. That's blocked off by a rockfall. Can't get through it. So the only way to go now is straight back down into that room where you can drop attack the dagger guys. And here they are. I'm just doing a quick battle with them. I don't think it really matters how I fight them. They're not too difficult, but they are a little bit cheeky with the little dagger prods because they're very quick. So the way you want to go is through here, and this is the entrance here. It's going to take you to a rooftop. Now I do look around a bit, but there are two enemies, I believe, just to keep an eye on. One comes up the stairs straight ahead, a ladder straight ahead, and one comes over the balcony to the right. So there's the one coming up the ladder. I've got him in my sights. He's another one of these shield guys that kind of annoy me, so I'll probably be dancing with him for a little bit, trying to bring him down. But it's the guy on the right that will surprise you. So once I take this guy down, your eyes get diverted to the two guys praying on the left. So you wonder whether you should attack them or not. But while you're doing that, you'll get a little surprise on your right hand side, as you're about to see. So he climbs over the railing on the right hand side. So just take him out. It's probably take out the guy up the ladder first. Try to lure him to you. He'll try to lure you as well because he's got a shield. He'll hang back, and when you do that, the guy on the right will come at you. So see if you can get the shield guy coming up the ladder first, and then you can worry about the guy on the right. This dragon is dead, at least as far as I can see. I don't think it wakes up or anything weird like that. Now be careful of these guys. One of them does another one of these Resident Evil morphs into a weird giant rat tentacle parasite thing. And it will actually wipe out the other guys that are praying there. So as you can see, blah, off he goes. And my immediate reaction is to retreat and check out what he does. I thought now I'd give a couple of items that I had to try. I've got the firebomb and the throwing knives that I picked up from a few people that I've killed so far. These guys are pretty weak to fire. So I do recommend the firebomb if you've got a few to spare. I waste a couple, I think, in this attempt because I think I lose the targeting after I attempt to throw. Do beware, as you saw there, he can have pretty quick, long range, which will surprise you if you're not careful. But if you lure him back far enough, like I do here, you can still hit him with a firebomb from up here at a safe distance. So I think he's just one firebomb shy of death, and it takes me a little bit to get that last one in. But there's a couple of items up on this rooftop, so if you manage to clear this guy out, just have a little look on that rooftop that he's hanging around over the left there. I've done a cut here just to save a bit of time, and this is the way you ultimately want to go down the right here. That's why you can see Soul's Retrieve. I cut a bit of video right there. Now, there's a few enemies around the left here. It's a way to go. There are multiple ways to go, and this is probably the way you don't want to go. At least until after you've picked up the items that are on this balcony that you're fighting at right now. I think there's 4 guys in total. 2 come over the balcony, and 2 are already on the ledge waiting to shoot flaming crossbow bolts at you. But this is purely just to get this item at the edge of the rail. There's no other reason to come down here. Though there is a ladder there, you can go down. It will take you down where you need to go, but it's just doing it the long way. I'm going to go the long way this way just to show you. But on my next run through, which is on the same video, I'm just going to show you like a very quick way, because we're going to get to the boss, and you're going to want to know how to get there quickly, because this is a lot of mucking around to get to a boss fight. This is good for, level grinding, getting souls, building up your souls, building your character up. Right now, my character is a little weak for where it should be right now. I've only done one small batch of leveling up. I think I did a few levels, and that's it. Now these guys, don't worry about the guys that are on the ground so much, except for the ones that are obvious. But the big hulking guys, don't worry about them. They look a bit scary, but they're remnants of the past. They're basically empty shells of armor. They won't come alive. The typical zombies, or whatever they're called, undead, I've forgotten what they're called. They may come alive, as you just saw, but in terms of these big ones, they're fine. In here is a very large knight which circles around this old fountain. I didn't even bother trying to fight him. I think it'd be worth a go if you've got nothing to lose. Just go in there and have a little tango with him, see how you go. But yeah, you can't see him in the camera, but he has really loud footsteps, so you can't miss the fact that he's there. You'll see more of him on the next run through, but I don't actually engage with him. He's just a bit of a waste of time. Now when you come through this archway, obviously look out for this archer here, who kind of surprises you on the right. You can ignore him. Oh, this is an awesome move I just wanted to do a replay with. Little slow motion roll over the edge and finish off with the finisher. I just had to show you the replay of that because I thought that was pretty sick. Yeah, I'm pretty sad. Anyway, it was worth my time anyway. So yeah, this area gets really open right now, and it's very easy to get lost. There's lots of places to explore. I literally just kind of had to pick a way to go and just hope it was a good way. You can't see the scope of it yet, but you will soon once you get around here. It's always good to just kind of explore and get a gist for what the landscape is like, just to make sure you don't miss anything. There could be, the doorway to moving forward could be a hidden, tucked away thing, whereas the open areas that you think is going to have a boss in it may just have absolutely nothing. So as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling a bit, though there is an item, and you can get access to the other item by dropping down, and it's another thing that you will see later in this video. That courtyard just below is the area that we were just in, with the big knight that's circling around the fountain. But we're not going to worry about that now. We're going to go down, and we are going to just get a bit of a grasp of where we're at right now. This way, if you manage to go this way, it's access to a shortcut. Although it's a pretty bad shortcut. It's not very good. I won't bother explaining it, you'll just see it. But a good way to get through here is one I accidentally did. Once you take this guy out, you don't even need to take this guy out, as I discovered. If you literally, a few guys will wake up as you run through here, but if you just literally, oh here I am, I just thought I'd try out the, what's it called, talisman that I keep forgetting that I actually have. It gives me a small boost if you didn't watch part 1 to the video. But if you just run through this section here, after I pick up this item, a whole bunch of enemies will rise from the grave, but it doesn't matter, you just keep running and go on this platform and you will go up an elevator, and they will fall under the gap, as you can see them falling, whoa, and they will die, and you will get their souls. So why not just give yourself a few free kills there on the way. Now this is a rolling heaven. I don't know, there's something fun about rolling into barrels that I think everyone who plays Dark Souls does. Nothing's changed here, it's just roll away and clear the way. I think you'll find there's a gate here which unlocks to a familiar area. Okay, so this is the gate that I told you about before. Whoa, look out for this guy. He's tough, but he's also a guy that you fought, because once you get outside this gate, you'll see a familiar area of where you were before. Backstabs, highly recommend those as well. So once you get out here, you will see that we are at the gates that was locked at the beginning of this video. Right? That's how you unlock it. So now, if you're at that bonfire, you can actually just run down here. Now that you've unlocked the gate, that will stay unlocked. So you can literally just jump in here, hop on the elevator down, and you will be at this part of the game. That said, it's not a very good shortcut. It's because there is another bonfire anyway that you've picked up, and I actually was using my speed run from the other bonfire anyway at this point in time. So, but that said, they're about equal. I said they're about equal. So, unless you find that this one's better for some reason, just use whichever one you prefer. There's a couple of knights here on the left. I'm looking to go left here. They're both knights of equal caliber to the one that I was trying to burn with fire at the start. So they're not easy, but I just had to go at them anyway. I was feeling a bit bold at this time after my cool little ninja move before. I was feeling a little bit cocky, so but it paid off because I got through both these guys in my first attempt, so I must have done something right. So yeah, just take care. Try to backstab these guys. Get block away. I found that helps if you've got a shield. But backstabbing, yeah, I found that really works. I think I tried on this other knight as well. It takes a lot of life off them. It knocks them on the ground, and then you can, once on the ground, you can follow up with a heavy attack. So it's a good way to drain a lot of their life without having to, get caught up in their attacks. This guy obviously has a shield, so let's see what strategy I use here. Yeah, so gone heavy defensive. Yeah, just trying to get around behind him, so that works with him as well. So, and then follow up is getting up with a big attack, and then see even then he's still not dead. So, so he's had one backstab, one heavy attack, 2 light attacks, and he's still alive. He's only got one more hit left in him though. If I can get one hit in, no, 2 hits. There you go. So yeah, they're still tough. I did fluke that, I have to admit. So in here though, it's I just had a quick look up there. In here is like interesting. It's a conversation with another one of the God, I can't remember the name. What the old ladies are called. I've got a mental block, but basically she gives you. She allows you to sign up with the Blue Sentinels Covenant, which is the one that lets people help you. It lets people online help defend you from red invaders. So if you've got that covenant active, that will help you here. Now, as you see, I've sped through. There was nothing else in that giant room, so you can run around for your heart's content, but ultimately we're going down the opposite end of where that giant room is, where the old lady was, and we got a boss battle. The next boss battle. Now, unfortunately, we ran out of film here, and I I've got some of this battle and a little bit of a speed run afterwards, but by actually defeating this guy, I promise I did, but I ran out of film before I could show you how to defeat it, and there was a little bit more of gameplay after that, which unfortunately I missed. But there's enough here to give you an insight of what to expect against this guy. This is the guy I said was like a kind of big daddy version of the very first ice beast that I fought, if you remember that from part 1. But take a look at this guy. He's pretty tough. What's his name? Vordt of Boreal Valley. So maybe copy and paste that name for if you need to look up a walkthrough of how to defeat him, or just watch this video. Watch this video to work out what not to do when fighting this guy. I found that if you could just stay underneath him, or maybe get around to his butt from behind, and just stab away back there, that's the safest way to do it. Or at least it's the safest way to get a few hits in anyway. He will back off. He's constantly, turning around and trying to get you in a good spot. But if you tuck it right into him, he's a little bit like the other boss, the huge knight that you pulled a sword from in the first video. If you stay really close, his arcing sweeps can't really hit you that well. Now this move here can be tough, but he does this triple dive move, which is really quite annoying. He'll do it soon, but basically when he dives straight ahead at you, he's going to do it in threes pretty much every time. So just get ready to dodge 3 times in a row. There's no point trying to go at him when he does this dive. In the meantime, do the tactic I mentioned. Just try to stay right at his butt. There you go, getting a few hits in there. Okay, that's the first one, second one, and third one. He's doing them in threes. There, yeah, and that's what actually finished me off in this. Just like that, I was dead. So I don't think it does a huge amount. It does a solid amount of damage. Nothing completely devastating, but you really want to avoid those at all costs. You just got to be wary of when he does one, he's going to do 2 more. Here's an example of the drop attack, which I always do on these dagger guys to get rid of one of them. And you can probably just ignore that second one, just carry on straight through. So here, just to finish off this video, I'm just showing an example of the speed run that I was using. I ended up beating that dog boss, sorry I should have remembered his name, on about my 5th or 6th go. I actually had to go back and upgrade my weapon at the blacksmith because it was just, I don't know, it's getting to a point of frustration. So, but do this for your speed run. Come down here, drop down here. You can actually drop down here and land on this bit. You'll get the attention of the big guy. He'll just stare at you for a few seconds, and then he'll get bored and he'll walk away, and you can just run past him. There he goes. Off he goes. Yeah. So you just run down here and, conserve your energy. Don't use it all up because you're going to need to kind of sporadically run in bursts. You're going to want to use a burst out here though when you turn right, because there's an archer at the top that will try to shoot you and a second guy that will try to swipe at you. Drop down here. You can even continue dropping if you're doing a proper speed run. Just drop again. Don't wait for these guys like I did. I kind of wasted a bit of time toying around with them. I didn't need to. But yeah, literally, drop down here like I did. This guy will get up, but again, you could just ignore him. Just run past him. That's the thing with I mentioned in the first video, it's more like Dark Souls 1. The enemies will not disappear if you defeat them a certain number of times. They will forever be there. So that's one thing I kind of don't like about Dark Souls 1, is that it feels like you're kind of cheaping it when you're just running through enemies all the time. Like, it feels more authentic if you actually kill them and get rid of them. Whereas if you're running through them, it feels like you're just getting bored with the game. But you kind of have to. Like, you don't want to toy around with them every single time you want to fight the boss. So here's another look at this guy. Like, I learned from a few mistakes this second time round. Unfortunately, I eventually run out of film, I believe, after I die here. But yeah, I do eventually get in though, yay. And the scene that follows up afterwards is really quite fascinating, the next area. I highly recommend checking it out. There's some really Dark Souls-like, or not some Dark Souls-like, but there is a very Dark Souls-like atmosphere coming up after defeating this boss here. So I'll leave that for, keep that spoiler free for now. This is just like your treat this like a kind of intro guide to Dark Souls 3, get you started, pre-warn you of a few things to watch out for. Here I am frostbitten. I don't even know what that is, but all I know is that it didn't help. It made things very, very difficult. You want to avoid that. In fact, I don't even know how I got frostbitten. I thought it was pretty clear from that ice breath of his, but maybe not, as it turns out. So yeah, just conserve your energy. Stay close to his backside. Hit him when you get the chance, and just yeah, be wary of the triple strike. That's a real killer. Yeah, they're the things that really knocked me off balance. If you can get behind him when he's doing this move, that's ideally what you want to do. You can get a lot of hits in. I don't think I did in this video. I don't know if I did the entire time, to be honest. But when you see him rev up for that, why not go for the backside there? You can get a few hits in and restore a bit of energy once you're there too. So yeah, I got him down quite a bit already, as you can see, so I'm not far off. I stupidly have my throwing knives out and not my... Actually, I probably ran out of Estus flasks at this point, so I had no more healing anyway, so I think I had the knives out just ready to chomp away for long distance attacks. He's dead. He's nearly dead, actually. Did I kill him? No? Yes? No? No, he did that triple attack. Yeah, and that was the worst thing he could have done to me. And look at his life, I nearly got him. And then it took a couple more goes and I got him. So thanks so much for watching Let's Play Dark Souls 3. I am IceCube from Gamebug.com.au. If you enjoyed the videos, please hit like and subscribe. We'd love to have you on board more often. We're always looking for more people. And thanks so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. That's all for now. Enjoy Dark Souls 3. Bye.